Let's go. Let's move on to the next one here. Any additions, guys? Is everything okay?
No, everything's fine.
All right. About equipment, we've already entered this area, right? What are you using? What have you stopped using? Why did you stop using it? Here, you can also talk about the digital versus analog issue if you still use anything. And then
Go ahead. Speak up. My equipment, well, for composing, mainly when I'm at home and all, I have a Tom Anderson, one he calls Little Angel, which is an angel, his modern guitar, but in a version with a shorter scale. It's smaller, right? I also have a music, oh man, JP 12 by John Petrucci.
JP what?
Why is it 12?
Because it was the 12th year of the partnership with the music.
No, it wasn't. It was, no.
It was 2012, right? No, but he didn't start counting.
He started counting from the JP6.
No, yes, but the 10 was the partnership reached 10 years. Then he launched the 10.
No.
Wasn't it like that?
No, it started with JP6 in 2006 when he moved there. I don't know.
As far as I know. That's the story. The decade of the partnership, our oracle there, so much so that there's no JP14.
Kindly speak into the mic here.
There's no JP14 because that's when he launched the Majesty. Then came the WTP50. That's the story. I know, but it's okay.
I think it's 6 because it started with 6 to 4, WTP6 in 2006. Then it followed, which is the years, coinciding with 2006, 2007, 2008. He'll check it out later. Yeah.
Man, the top John Petrucci fan.
Damn want to know more about John Petrucci than I do.
Mama Tayu.
Yeah. I have a guitar from Tomacho, from Joe Suarez, but I haven't been using it much. I bought it, and it was for sale there. It also has a MIDI pickup. I bought a Roland and stuff to play like Pat Metheny. But I'm not using it much, right? There's an old SPM, which is also kind of stored away. I'm not using it much. And there are some 7-string guitars and bannies to do my 7-string work. I had another Banis, but I sold it to 7-string. Man, and for effects, I do everything mostly on the computer. So I have my plugins there to simulate the amps I like, the Mesa Boog. There are the effects from Logic Pro, which is where I sit down to compose or make some video for the internet, right? And for live performances, I have a Quad Cortex, which when I went to use it at the festival, it broke down. It burned out. It burned out at the festival. It burned out when I was trying to capture my Mesa Boog. And the Mark V, it has an extreme mode switch. The thing is heavy duty. And when I flipped that switch, it drew power. There was a voltage spike, according to the electronics technician. And the spike, so since it was full of cables connected to it, to the quad couldn't handle it. Oh, but I sent it over there to Finland. And the guys, for free, sent it back to me.
How long did that take?
18 days. It was sent and returned quickly, right?
Now tell them which equipment saved you.
He lent me the FM9, and I'm sorry to say I don't know if this controversy has been discussed, which is better here.
Well, of course, when you can, right?
But I found it better than the Quad Cortex.
No, but man, everyone who has a fractal and a quad says the following, man, the sound of the fractal is truly unbeatable.
It's something like
the size of the sound, right?
And the technical part too. With more options for tweaking, the effects are more complex. Like the effect is more, the phaser I was using for a clean sound seemed richer than the phaser I was using on the other one anyway. But they're awesome, right? Anyway, both of them, right? But Romario is a fractal guy.
But then you use the plugin at home. Do you like it?
I like it because it's also super good in the mix. Practical. You plug the cable into the sound card and it's done.
Man, you know something funny. I'm producing my album now. I went to the keyboardist's house and he opened it up, right? For us to record some things, and he pulled up some random guitar plugin and he added a drive. Man, it sounded great. I said, dude, that's the sound I want. The random plugin there, dude. What a sound. The final result was really good, you know? Sometimes playing it is a bit uncomfortable because you don't feel the pressure, right? But what's a final sound, man?
It's the same, man. Like this Mesa Boogie I have from ML Sound Labs. It's the same, man. Like Black Friday had a discount, but now I think it's over, right?
But do you remember what the full price was? Do you remember?
Man, I think I paid with a discount $50 at the time.
To have what just ramp?
It's the cutest copy of my marked up phone. So like what I tone there when doing the reamp, I copy on mine because I think the amp sound is still unique, right? I'm not going to get into that controversy here, but because it's not a matter of what you're going to hear, it's also more a matter for the musician, you know. Playing on the amp is better. The hand response is different, right? It's an organic, natural thing there. There's nothing sampling, right? Because that's what the electronics are, right? The hand response is different. I can say that I even play better, you know, with the amp, right? It's more enjoyable and all, but it's not practical. So I use it for reamping to capture the sound from there and such.
I also think that a new generation, which will start playing with plugins and these multi-effects already plugged into the computer, will have a different perception. Maybe when they pick up the amp, they'll say, oh, this is too loud. Maybe it's a different impression from ours, right?
It's strange. It's a little thing like a Tamagotchi. If you crank up an equalizer to the max, it will start to whistle. Well, I'm going to turn this down. There are some things like that kind of.
Bizarre.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, Felipe.
No, people already know, right? I left the analog world a long time ago. I had my phase. I had some amplifiers already. You don't have any at home anymore. None, man. I used to have some time ago, until recently, a Fender Deluxe Reverb, then a Marshall Plexi from that smaller version they release now. But you can't play it, it's too loud. If I were to play, because the Plexi doesn't have a master, right? So, to get a top sound, the glass vibrates, the neighbor yells at you, right? It's not feasible. So, a long time ago, I left that analog phase. I'm in digital now. Firstly, because it's very practical. I sometimes think about the 3 bands I play in today. If I only had analog, what I would need to have and how much money I would have to spend to have everything I use in the 3 bands I play in. It's unfeasible. I would even have to carry this out on the street too. So I've been in digital for quite some time now, right? I've been committed to Fractal since 2018, and I'm really happy. I try something else. I don't like it. I don't think it measures up. I don't think, regarding the effects, I had the Quad Cortex at home and all, spent some time with it, but I find the amp sounds very similar. And I think the quality of the effects is much lower.
Delay, especially the dual delay.
Yeah, there's no comparison.
To do mountain solos with that delay, you don't even need reverb, right?
Fractal is unbeatable like that already. For me, currently, there's nothing better. I think that universal audio pedals, do you have any? I don't, but I've tried them. I think they are as good as Fractal's amplifiers. They're just as good, but they don't have, right? For you to have all of them here, like to buy all the pedals, right? Besides the effects, right? So it's a big board, like, right? For you to have.
Just to leave a disclaimer, we're not here to disparage other equipment, right?
I think,
I don't know, what are the other brands, Ampere and such? They are things that will work too if I need them. Of course, you'll use it, yeah. In practice, it's identical, like, for what's required to play live and such. But, like, if you can level up there, buy something better.
We're talking about fine adjustments, right? Like, for the ear, right? For the ear.
Even for your personal satisfaction as a musician too.
Yes, it is. And the guitars, man, essentially, I'm a Strat and Les Paul guitarist, right? I have my Strats, my Les Pauls, but I also explore other areas, right? I really like the music, man, right? I have my Luke, right?
He has several. Luke 2?
Luke 3. Luke 3. I really like the Luke 3 a lot. There's the Sun too. They are also incredible guitars. I would say, damn, top notch. In terms of construction, playability, absence of defects, I think it's a very top brand.
So look, here's a tip, man. If you want to have these pieces of equipment, these guitars, enter a contest. Let's go.
The JP6 model was launched in 2001. That's when Petrucci, that's right, huh? He stayed with Ibanez until 99, and in 2001 he closed this partnership. So the JP6 was the first model. The JP7 is a variation of that model, but with 7 strings. In 2010, the JP12 came out, which is the 7-string model with 24 frets. In 2013, the JP13 came out, which was the 6-string with a roasted maple neck. But in 2013, that's when he introduced the Majesty.
JP14 didn't exist. 12 released 20. JP12, JPT20 30. What is that?
No, not the JPL12.
The JPL12. I find that hard to believe. It's
What is that, Chat APT? It's that it came out. How is that, Chat APT? It came out. And then in 2014, the JP15. In 2016, the JP16. And now, recently, in 2021, since it started in 2001, there was the 20th anniversary of this JP model. And what year was it? So 20 years of partnership. But in 20 years of partnership, JP20, that's right.
Oh no, it started in 2000. The 20-year anniversary was in 2020.
That little brown one.
But look, this JP12 was in 2012, I'm sure. Or 2011 at the end of the year, something like that. This JP12.
It's because, man, there's a lot going on here. Like, there's information on John's site, on Ernie Boll's own site. Then there were the model releases of the Majesty 8 Forza. No, because they started matching the year with the number. JP10 in 2010. But 2013 was the launch of the Majesty. They started the unions and tried to organize it later.
So much so that this one in my color 12 he used on the 2012 tour, right?
Remember those photos? It would be cool. If there was a JP1, that would make it easier, right? JP6 and done.
Here's the cut of Petrucci's guitars. There are several